Alrighty, everyone, welcome to our round 5 matches of the XP League Madison Overwatch games. We got the Madison Marvels versus the Triangle Hydra coming at ya. Let's just get into it for this round. It's been so exciting. We had the Marvels play over regionals, and now we're going back into the regular season. So let's check them out here as we get into, again, the Madison Marvels versus the Triangle Hydra. Without further ado, let's see it. So, we've got the Madison Marvels on your left side here, the blue team. And the Triangle Hydra on your right side. We got all the teams from Madison, all the players from Madison set up and ready to go. So it's really nice to see that we have a full team. I know for the Eagles match, the Triangle Wolves just unfortunately weren't able to fill those slots, and it's always unfortunate to have not a full team. But we see that here with the Marvels getting ready to roll into this round. Checking out the comp stays pretty similar. We see Lunar Eclipse on that Moira though this time around. Plurp on that infamous Reinhardt. Gonna stay through. Gonna try to contest point here as they're going through. So Shield getting annihilated. The sleep does come out. Does not look great, but Frost on the backline able to get the Ana. That's going to be a big support down, as well as a big damage dealer that Frost was able to pick off. Still surviving. Now, the rest of the team is able to kind of cut them off. It was a great play coming out from Frost. Even though Frost did go down, it was a great situational awareness there as we saw the team go through and split up the Triangle team there. Just really good positioning overall and awareness from the Marvels team going through. I mean, kind of to be expected coming from a team that did so well over regionals. Again, this is pretty much the same team. There's a couple changes, but it goes to show how much practice and effort goes a long way. You know, looks like the Marvels ending up kind of staying around. The supports not necessarily kind of holding on to the objective, not necessarily needing to hold on to the objective. We do see Frost kind of going in on his own, does get picked off, but is able to get a little damage through. Ghost with a high noon sneaking away, getting that Sigma on that side there. That is actually not something we've seen a lot. So Ghost playing on that McCree does get picked up. It doesn't look like the Wakefield, the Triangle Hydra is able to come back and win this fight. Coming through, they're going to be able to capture the objective, and the Marvel's going to have to retreat. Now, off the back of a couple of key picks there, looked like the Triangle was able to get the key damage dealers. We got Frost and Ghost on those damage dealers, and without that damage, it's just really hard to make anything significant happen, and the Triangle Hydra were able to see that through and go on through. Now, I was saying Ghost, not something we see very often or at all really, playing that McCree, getting some practice in possibly and trying to get more of that McCree gameplay through. Couple big damage coming through as the Deadeye 3 eliminations out onto from the Triangle team. Does look pretty tough for them. A lot of ults used by the Triangle team, but looking at ults now, they still have 3 ults available to them. So I'm looking at the ults for the Marvels, only 2, possibly 3 coming up. So not looking too great for the Marvels coming through. We'll see if the Earth Shatter on Plurp is going to be enough to make anything happen. Plurp pushing through. does get the rock, finds a huge shatter. The nano boost onto the Reinhardt and the anti-nade, though, is going to put Plurp in a bad way as the Earth Shatter does come out and the charge, the eliminations going on in favor of the Triangle team. Looks like the Triangle going to just clean this up for them and finish it off. Plurp on the charge, trying to come in and make something happen, but unfortunately just not able to finish it off. We do see the switch from Ghost into a little bit more comfort pick. Maybe just didn't feel like enough damage was coming through as we go now into the 90th percentile of this last point. The Coalescence from Lunar Eclipse does come out to signify a charge. As the team comes through, they have to be really careful from that McCree as the sun does go out, and with the Sombra there is going to pick it off. The res does get out, though, as Frost coming through with a lot of damage as Ghost as well. Those shotguns able to wreck through a lot of damage. The whole team coming back, and the ult used onto the Ana to finish it off. Looking at ults now, again, it's all about that ult rotation, being able to have more ults than your enemy at any given moment. Plurp does have the Earth Shatter to try to finish it off. Some ults are coming online for the Triangle team, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to pick off onto that. But the res does come off. Frost coming through with that Doomfist. Gonna try to pick off this Mercy. Not gonna be able to find it quite yet. Mercy's moving through. The ult from the Sigma does come out. Plurp did use the Earth Shatter. A lot of trades going on. EMP coming out, but Ghost is on it with those shotguns. Able to get a lot of damage through. And with that overtime, the charge on the Wake onto WF Warrior 5. Gonna deny him the touch. And that's gonna be the round going towards the Marvels. Had a little bit of a hiccup in between the matches there. Again, I think it goes to show. I think honestly everything was pretty similar to what you're used to. We got Vexrus on that Mercy. We got Lunar Eclipse on that Moira. Sorry about that there. Sure that I'm not doing anything there. Had a bit of extreme hiccup there. I want to make sure that it was good. Running some other things. Looks like that stream. What was I saying? So Vexrus on the Mercy and the Lunar Eclipse on that Moira. Something pretty standard for the team, keeping that healing output high. Plurp getting a huge charge off onto Ana, denying a lot of healing. The res does have to come out, but that is a denial of a really key ability on that Mercy. Does look like the Marvels do maintain control of the point as Frost now diving in, getting the bubble from Dreamer to keep him alive and keeping the fight going. Again, that massive healing output. The Marvel's going to look to try to split up a little bit in their little groups to try to get some damage. Splitting off the Reinhardt as well as the Sombra over here with Plurp and Dreamer. Frost is able to get the pick off onto the McCree, denying a lot of damage through. And the Marvels do kind of maintain position here. Plurp in a bad way does have the anti-nade out. The ultimate from the Triangle Mercy does come out, though. Don't know if it's going to find a lot, as a lot of eliminations still come out from the Marvels. They're able to touch, but I don't know if it's going to be enough, as Plurp and Frost do dodge the gravitic noon there, as 3 eliminations do go out. We have a pause request from the coach here. They were able to get a lot of ults through, but looking at the players alive, oh gosh, it looks like the Triangle team is happy and healthy after a couple key eliminations onto Frost, Lunar Eclipse, or Frost, Vexrus, and Dreamer from the McCree there. Looks like the triangle team is having a little bit of a technical issue thing here. And so we're gonna go to a quick pause screen. Again, looking at this fight, Marvels are holding strong, but the triangle trying to find holes in it, and those holes end up being eliminating that damage front line. We saw the McCree on the Triangle Hydra team able to really get a lot of picks. That stun grenade from the McCree is extremely strong against a character like Doomfist that relies heavily on a good mobility tool set. And if you don't have that mobility tool set, in an instance just like when you're stunned, it's extremely hard to counteract. And the same thing coming out from the Sombra. It seems like the Triangle Hydra team have caught wind of the Marvel's antics and the Marvel's prowess in the Doomfist and Reaper and Junkrat category, that they needed to pick some counter picks against us. And that's what we're getting to. That's these extremely powerful picks. And it's going to make a big difference. And, you know, going into something like Nationals, it's going to be extremely important for those kind of interactions to happen. And so we're like, all the leagues are streamed and players are familiar with all the other teams. And so seeing those plays out is it's a lot of free scouting that the players can do, and that's going to be important going into Nationals. Looks like pause is going to still maintain a little bit, so we'll be right back as we try to resolve that. Stick around, shouldn't be too long. We'll see you then.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. Now with you, now with you, this high.
Alrighty, folks, we're back. That we got Ghost and Perp on the front line. You're gonna back up just a little bit, giving it to the Triangle as they do have 3 members down coming back from respawn. Marvel do have a few key ults ready and available for them. Ghost gonna try to teleport. I don't know where he ended up on the top line, getting a lot of damage through onto that Reinhardt, trying to deny that the Earthshatter does end up whiffing as Ghost wrecks through that shield with those powerful life-stealing shotguns. Sleep Dart does come through, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. A huge Earthshatter going to deny the 2 damage down. The Nano does come out, but I don't know if it's going to be enough as... Ooh. I don't know if it's going to be enough as Sigma is not a too great target and is going to get picked off pretty quickly and cleaned up by the Marvels here. Marvels ended up not even investing any ults in that fight. Oh, and it looks, I'm going to do one more pause here as we did lose a member, losing a lot of internet here. So I'm not sure what's going on. Not sure what's going on here. So we'll see what's happening. The Dragon Ball. Oh, some of these kids, man. That's hilarious. Dragon Ball Z episode over here. So yeah, it sounds like it is pretty framey and laggy for the Triangle team. We're gonna hope that they get this fixed up, but in the meantime, definitely great to see a great fight coming out. You know, Ghost on that Reaper, able to really position in a way to dish out a lot of damage. We saw that great fight coming out from the team, where the Reinhardt kind of pushed through looking for a shatter, but Ghost dropped in and dished out a lot of damage with those shotguns onto the Reinhardt there, and that itself, splitting up that Reinhardt and eliminating him very quickly, even denying the Earth Shatter there, is extremely powerful. I guess we will see if we can get them through here. I'm hoping they're gonna fix it, but in the meantime, we'll be right back as we try to make sure that all is well.
Hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, that I get when looking down from the sky.
Alrighty, folks, we're coming back at it. Looks like they were just having some center issues there, but at the very least, they're going to be able to regroup and come in for one last fight going into this first map of Basan. The Sigma Gravitic Flux does catch out Plurp, but the Graviton Surge finds a lot more as the Death Blossom finds it in the back line, dishing out a lot of damage, as well as a lot of trades though, as the Triangle team coming back with a Fury, that Mercy ult, keeping them alive and dishing out a lot of damage through. The Earthshatter is also invested as Frost does have to retreat back to team in this last fight. Looks like the Triangle were able to pull it out in the overtime mode, but with a 99-46 now, Marvels just need to come back and secure this last team fight, and that's going to be it for them. Triangle team, it's going to be tough for them, but we do see a quick switch out as Dreamer switching out to that Diva. Ooh, really quick pick of Frost from Frost onto that Tracer, but the trade of the damages goes out. And it looks like with 2 damage down, the Marvel's going to come through with a Coalescence now from Lunar Eclipse, keeping the team alive and dishing out some more damage. Triangle team's going to have to retreat. Frost coming back from respawn as well as the other damage folks. The Nano Boost coming out, dishing a lot of damage from that Triangle player as the Earthshatter comes out. The Marvel's falling back a little bit. Gonna need to try to find something a little bit better here. A lot of ults invested. Plurp does have an Earthshatter going into this, but at this point we're gonna have to try to get into the point of touching. So Dreamer coming through, trying to get the touch on. The Earthshatter from Plurp is massive, finds a lot of eliminations, but the Gravitic Flux is quite huge as the Ed-Eye comes out, doesn't find anything, but the Gravitic Flux is enough to get a lot of eliminations. The D-Mech on to Dreamer's not going to be great as she's going to have to retreat, and Ghost using that Wraith form to come through. The big Death Blossom does find the Tracer, going to try to stall as much as possible here, and does end up going down in the overtime timer, burning away very quickly there, tying up the match. Marvel's getting a little cocky maybe in this last fight. Gonna need to try and pick this off. Now the Marvel's electing to pick something a little different here. Again, we have Ghost on that McCree. Gonna try to get those stun grenades out. Going high ground as you usually do on the final map of Basan. Frost diving through, getting picked off. The Tracer on the point, gonna try to contest from range. Not too great. Marvel's playing a little careful here, playing a little passive. We do see Lunar Eclipse diving through Plurp and the tanks coming through. Lunar Eclipse getting caught out in the way. Does get the res off from Vexrus, but does get punished for it. Moira, as the Lunar Eclipse gets picked up. Frost and Ghost getting some eliminations in the backline in the meantime. But the teams are a little split up here. Don't know who is winning this fight, but just looking at the point here, we have 2 Marvels and 3 Hydra, and that's going to be that. Ghost in a bad way, trying to get the duels. Has to retreat here. The Marvels, again, we got the DPS line that's so important. Frost, as that diving role, has to play extremely safe, or has to make sure that when diving through, doesn't get picked off by something like a Tracer. Tracer's so mobile, able to counteract a lot of things. And with that too, looks like the Marvels team trying to go through, but a lot of different communication coming out as the Marvels needed to group up a little, but didn't find it. The res does come out, but the high noon from both sides does find a lot there, as 4 eliminations coming out from the Triangle Hydra. That Wakefield Warrior 5, McCree getting very strong picks from that Deadeye and not being contested too much. The McCree does get picked off though by Ghost and the team, getting a lot of damage. You see the Sombra picks coming out. The Earth Shatter does get denied from that Reinhardt, but the Marvel's going to be pushing through. The rest of the team needs to group up a little bit here, as the damage dealers are getting a little preoccupied by other things. The Resurrection onto the Tracer in the backline does find it, as Ghost is not with the fight, as the team is going down now, as there's just not enough damage output to be had. The Marvel's going to be looking to touch in this final map here. Go Overtime does come out. Blurp able to touch with Vexrus, but it's not going to be enough. The Diva Bomb could be huge, and it is. Finds 3. Still have to touch in the meantime, but not able to find it. Vexrus just not getting close enough to the point there, and the Hydra going to take that map. You see this crazy Deadeye, finds 3, and then with the Deadeye mobility loss on that, just able to get that elimination off onto Ghost.
Impressive, if I do say so myself.
And with that, that's going to be the first round going to the Triangle Hydra. Marvel's going to be looking to try and finish this off in the next round. We'll see what they can do. We'll be right back as we set up for that. Stick around.
Those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from this high. Now with you, now with you, high. Give up this feeling. Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. Now with you, now with you, that I get when looking down from the sky.
Alrighty, folks, we're getting back into map 2, round 2 of the Madison Marvels versus the Triangle Hydra. Looking like a tough one. Triangle were able to take game 1 in this matchup. And so comes down to a lot. They were able to really effectively deal with the damage dealing backline of the Marvels. And because of that, it's looked tough for them. We do see a Pharah pick coming out from the Marvels. Marvels kind of infamously got defeated by a very strong Pharah in the last regional rounds. And so this could be a great pick coming from the Triangle team. You see a Mei pick as well as a Lucio pick coming out from the Marvels, though. Be able to get some damage through. Marvels electing to use and go into this building here. There's a... Looks like they're going to try to kind of back and forth. We got a lot of high mobility characters on the Triangle team, able to run circles, and that's what so effectively dealt so much damage to the Marvels last time. As the ball does go down, that's going to be a big swing, but looks like the Reinhardt was able to eliminate Frost on that Mei, though. So a trade for a trade as they're going through. Plurp does find the elimination onto the Baptiste, though, and the elimination, ooh, a lot of stuff going on. It's hard to tell as the Marvels do end up getting split up a little bit, getting knocked off by that Reinhardt. Like, Mei is... No one has captured the objective quite yet. Marvel's gonna stall it out at the very least. As the team coming through now. The Ghost trying to get those eliminations onto the Pharah. Does actually manage it with those short-range shotguns. The ult, though, coming out. No ults coming out from the Marvels. Kind of wise to come through. The Tracer going to try to contest, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. High mobility characters able to touch, but again, the Marvels able to capture that objective. The Earthshatter comes down, but that wall denying a lot of presence from the Triangle team on that Mei, and so maybe that Earthshatter was used a little bit in vain, as a lot of ults coming out now from the Triangle team, as the Marvels kind of saving ults just a bit. The Death Blossom does come out, does get lamped. The Coalescence as well coming out from Lunar Eclipse, getting damaged really heavily by that Symmetra turret. Not sure if they see it, but has to retreat. Trying to get the heals off in the back line. Plurp now on his own, unable to survive as the team did need to retreat there. 38% now. The Blizzard does get invested here by Frost, and it's going to be initiation for the Marvels to push through. The freeze onto the Reinhardt. The free... Oh, but the backline is getting demolished there, as a lot of Marvels do end up going down in the long run. And the Triangle team looking pretty on the point. Marvel's trying to look to see if they can coordinate a little bit. Again, I think they're just getting really well split up by the Triangle team as the ult comes through. The elimination does come out with that May freeze, and Earthshatter denying a huge value from the grab bomb. But Earthshatter v Earthshatter, the Plurp was able to get the Earthshatter out, and the Triangle Farah is able to get the elimination, but Plurp does get quickly rezzed off. I don't know if it's going to be enough, as the Marvels are down a lot of players going into this next fight. The freeze onto the ball is going to be a lot, but a lot of just free damage from these Symmetra turrets. The Marvel's just not able to make anything significant out of it. Plurp able to get it, but has to spend the time to do it, and could be charging away at that. But a lot of eliminations onto the Marvels. Marvel's just going to get cleaned up here, as the Triangle team slowly taking away at this fight this entire time. 95% now versus the 40 for the Marvels. Marvels need to end up touching here. I don't know if they're going to be able to make it, and they just aren't close enough to finish it off. And the first round's going to go the way of the Triangle team. So Marvels need to come back here with a win in this round for them to want to go to map 3 and possibly get the victory. See a lot of swaps and switches to roles that aren't usually played here. And so Marvels, again, trying to fill roles that they're not quite used to filling, and because of that are going to get eliminated and split up quite readily available there. Ooh, Lunar Eclipse does get picked off by those Symmetra turrets. The res does come out, but the res being need to be used is not too great. The ball coming through to disrupt that back line. A lot of damage coming out for them. Plurp gonna dive through, but not gonna find anything. Does get the elimination off, but the team, again, with that charge, gonna try to make something happen, and the Triangle team just kind of converges and squishes them between them. And when there's damage coming from two places at once, it's hard to deal with either of them. And so the Marvel's gonna have to retreat and regroup going into this fight. Again, I think the main thing that is just really annihilating these Marvels players is the ability for the Triangle team to dish out enough damage here to split up the Marvels team. They just, the awareness level there just hasn't been up to snuff. Again, Plurp diving in gets picked off very, very well because of that. We saw he dives in, and just the rest of the team converged on him, and the Marvel's just not able to do anything to help out. Same thing there with Frost, and now the same thing here with Dreamer. Dreamer's getting split off while we have a lot of people there. And so the ult coming out. The Roar Shatter does come out. The Deadeye as well. Marvel's investing a lot of ults in this fight, but as a result, do end up to be able to clean it up pretty quickly. The Justice does manage to get some eliminations off, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Never mind, as the Triangle team is able to come back. Their Mercy ult very high in the sky, able to keep the team alive. But the Marvels now breaking here. 3 players on point versus the entire Triangle team. It's just not going to be enough for the team, as they are going to get swiftly cleaned up. The Marvels trying to hold up as much as possible. Frost on the point, trying to survive, but no ice block, no ice wall, just going to go down, and that's going to be the way of the Triangle team.
Play of the game.
Marvels definitely well, I can almost assure you that the Marvels not taking that one well, as coming off of a great high of the regionals, and just coming out and getting pretty well defeated by the Triangle team. Definitely not a feels good moment there. We'll be right back as we try to set up for a possible friendly match, but until then, stick around. We'll be right back.
Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, I'm with you, that I get when looking down from the sky. And lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling that I get when looking down from the sky. When I'm with you, when I'm with you, give up this
All right, that's going to do it for us and our coverage here at Madison, the XP League Madison, with the Madison Marvels versus the Triangle Hydra matchups. Again, a little bittersweet. Well, not bittersweet, just bitter. As the Marvels, coming off of a tremendous high from regionals last weekend, end up getting lost or losing out against the Triangle team in a 2-round game. You know, what can you do? I think after a long weekend, it's good to replenish, and I think After that, looks like the players were still a little tired, still a little scattered, probably used to their regional teams by this point, and those small changes that were made just didn't vibe well with the team. And so that's going to be it. Thank you all for coming out and watching. We'll see you next week for the last round of the round robin matchups, and then we'll go into the final tournament bracket of the season. But until then, you have a good week. You have a good night. We'll see you then.